I just replaced my Sims G3 guide wading boots with a new pair of Sims G3 guide wading boots. In this video, I'll tell you why I went for the same again. These are not a cheap pair of wading boots. In fact, they're one of the most expensive available. I consider them to be the cheap option though, and I'll tell you why that is later on in the video. Since I bought my new boots a few weeks ago and started planning this video, Sims have released a completely redesigned version of the G3 guide boot. So I won't go into as much depth on the details of the new boot in this video as I normally would. Instead, this is more about why I went back for more of the same. There are two versions of this boot, the Vibram sole and the felt sole. The felt typically provides more grip in the water, but I go for the Vibram sole for a couple of reasons. Firstly, for hiking to fishing spots, they're far more suitable and the grip is far better out of the water. Secondly, they dry much quicker, and this means that you have to wait less time before packing away a dry boot. More importantly, the chance of transferring pests and disease between different waters that you may fish is vastly reduced. I can see some differences between my old boots and the new ones. The sole wraps up around the boot much further at the back and sides. There's more rigid material up the back of the boot and a gravel guard hook loop built into the tongue. There's a slight change to the optics and the grip has had a redesign. So how and where have I used my boots? And what's been so good about them that I went for the same again? My main usage comes in my local small, medium and large sized fast-flowing rivers here in Central Europe, where I'm mostly fly fishing for trout or doing river keeping work. I also make annual trips to Lapland to fish for grayling, trout and salmon. On these trips I do some wilderness hiking as well as river and lake wading in my wading boots. The rivers that I wade in Central Europe tend to have quite gravelly riverbeds, whereas in Lapland large boulders are more common. With these large boulders there are many crevices and wading hazards. This makes a sturdy, supportive boot super important, and that's exactly what these are. On many occasions I've been really grateful to have this great support around the ankles. The grip has been really impressive. I don't use cleats on them since I walk a lot out of the water and get in and out of cars, boats and canoes a lot with them on. There's obviously still some slipping, but I can't say that I notice a big difference to felt. The boots have been as comfortable as I could wish for, whether hiking or wading, and have held up really well. Before buying my G3s, I had several pairs of wading boots from various brands. They cost between around 50 to 150 euros, and that was some time ago now. None of them lasted more than a season before completely falling apart. I then spent around 300 euros on my G3s. They lasted 6 full seasons. In the final season, one of the lace hooks broke off, but otherwise they're still in one piece. The soles are pretty worn down and some areas are a bit worse for wear, but they could still be used as backup boots. Now admittedly, I haven't used any other premium wading boots, but I've been so impressed with these, as well as other Sims products and service in general, that the choice of what to replace my old boots with was really an easy one. So are there any negative aspects to these boots? Well, they're not the lightest and not the cheapest, but the positives of sturdiness and the value for money have already been outlined in this video. What have your wading boot experiences been? And have you had a pair that you've been particularly happy with? Let me know in the comments. If you've got this far and enjoyed the video, please do leave a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more outdoors content and equipment reviews. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.